Good morning, good morning. Doing a little bit of final epoxy coats on these two. Kind of a weird angle, I think. I'm across the room, so I can't really see the camera, but give me a second. I'm mixing epoxy. Kind of letting the live kind of kick in a little bit. Doesn't like to tell people that I'm live, which is, fun times. But this is just a quick live. I'm going to start doing process live, so in other words, and they're going to be members only. They are going to be, whether it's custom order, the people's custom orders, they can watch the process of start to finish. Of course, I'm not going to do that for every one of them, just the ones that are members. Sometimes when I get real busy, I don't have the time to sit there and set up a live for every single one, especially if the person doesn't care about seeing it. So, I'll do live. These cups start out just silver stainless steel, got to be sanded, prepped, painted, all that. And then they can watch the entire process, including the decals, designing them, cutting them on, all that. But again, it's that'll be members only. So, yeah, there's that. But I am going to, this is the last coat for both of these. So, there's this one. And this one glows in the dark, a beautiful blue. It's actually a protein shaker bottle. It's the last coat. They're sanded, that's why they look so blah. But, if you could see. There we go. It's just the time of day is kind of weird in here. I don't know why that's showing as blue, or it just looks like it to me on the screen. It's actually a very teal green, like a Tiffany green. Sea mist. So this is the last coats of epoxy on these two. Then they will sit to cure for 2 days and be done. So, let's see if I can get the angle right here. Have to warm the epoxy to get all the micro bubbles out. So this is live right now, but when I'm done, it will go on members only. Let's see how close I can get this. Kind of messed the cup. I was looking at the camera, but this cup right here is actually mine. I've made 4 of them. Started out with a pink swirl ink one that I did that I was unsure what I was going to do with it. Sometimes I just do that. Make cups and then decide later. But this one I made, they're all different. Hold on, my alarm's going. Sorry about that. This one I made a pink swirl one that I made the cup and then decided later. And it was some stuff going on, and this saying is um, really one that I use a lot in my own brain. The whole let them talk, let them say what they want, let them call you whatever they want, let them guess at things, whatever the case may be. The point is, who cares? They don't live your life, they don't walk in your shoes, they don't pay your bills. Let people wonder. So made that pink one, and then somebody wanted a champagne gold one, and then there's another one that's a dark, like a turquoise, but it's darker, and that was for a very good friend of mine. So, and the more we talked about it, the more I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make one, because I'm weird. I like the contrast of the light with the dark. This is actually very matte on the top. Pretty cool. So I will put this final coat on, and of course, hoping there isn't any kind of small gnat, moth, wasp, anything that decides to come through. It'll be done. I mean, I'll be able to touch it in a few hours, but done to handle or do anything with it. It can stop turning after a couple hours because I have a heat fan over there. Epoxy loves heat, so and then it'll sit in this room for 2 days and cure, because epoxy is a 2-part liquid that is a chemical. They're both chemicals, obviously, but then they create a chemical compound when you mix them together. So it is still basically a scientific process of it dries to the touch, but then it needs to cure all its layers and become basically, the only thing I can compare it to really is glass. I mean, as far as, it dries clear and creates a bond of the two agents. Fact, in case you didn't know, epoxy resin is also what's used on surfboards. It's just one thing, but when you see, or I don't know if you see, but I know Uncle Tom has posted a bunch of videos. When we break the noses in rough surf off our surfboards or whatever, he will sit and use UV resin, which is sand, and then mix the parts and put it on. And the UV resin for surfboards you can actually put outside, and it dries pretty fast. I do have fast set epoxy myself, but I don't like the way it cures. It does not cure, for me, it does not cure glassy like I want it. So, sorry, I didn't move the thing. Didn't move it because I'm about to turn the heat gun on, and I don't know how loud it's going to be to you. Doing the heat gun. I have a torch as well, but I don't really need it very much. The torch pops bubbles, micro bubbles, anything. I don't really get those because of the way I mix my epoxy and heat it and all that, so I don't really have to worry about that. This cup is gorgeous. Man, I wish it showed the true color. Oops. And I just touched the cup. This one, this one has a story behind it. This one is for a little girl that is doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She's my friend's daughter. They actually have my youngest Great Dane's brother. We're friends, and they live in Florida. And her daughter's is competing with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and got into like a little, not over her head, but kind of last weekend in a competition that everything was changed up all at like last minute, and she lost, but it was like a very, very close thing. I forget the details, but the bottom line of it was she's young, and she's an amazing little girl. So her mom and I talked about, her mom is actually the other one that has the other cup to this. But it's a longer story. But if you look, hold on, look in the sea ray, the manta ray. Hold on, I'll show you. See what it says? It's hidden in there on purpose. So there's that for now. I got some stuff I have to start. Also,